Hello everyone, welcome to ET News. I'm Joseph McGuire.
And I'm Salik Isaac. ET News brings you the latest news and information out of Edison Current Technology High School. Coming up on ET News, when it comes to your plans for post-graduation from Edison, have you really thought about all of your choices? Some info ahead. And are you feeling a little anxious these days about those graduation plans or just in life in general? Healthy Minutes takes on some of those questions you may have with some helpful answers. But first,
before we get to the announcements, we have a real hero in our school. Wednesday evening, Channel 13 WAM News reported about a vicious dog attack Tuesday evening that left a woman seriously injured. If it wasn't for the courageous actions of DMAC teacher Miss Sloan, the woman could have been killed by the dogs. Miss Sloan was driving home when she saw the attack happening. Men were trying to fight off the dogs, and she stopped her car, got out, and ran over to her. Miss Sloan shielded the woman, 20-year-old Tracy Hout, and got her into the back of the stopped pickup truck. Miss Sloan screamed for the driver to go. They were able to eventually escape the dogs and call police. And the ambulance came. Many of us look at her as a hero in the classroom, but now we can say she's one outside too. Thanks for being an inspiration to us, Miss Sloan. If you'd like to see the full story by Channel 13, check out the website at wham13.com. There's also two stories about what happened. One from Wednesday night and one from last night when Channel 13 was there when Tracy met Miss Sloan again in the hospital. And now here's the morning announcements. Support the class of 2021. There's two ways. They're having an African American clothing fundraiser. Shirts are $25 and shirts and pants sets are $35. Prepaid orders are due Thursday, February 27th. Clothing will be delivered the next day. Aren't these beautiful? See Mrs. Felton in room 3C16B to place your order. And don't forget to grab that slice of pizza on the way out the door today. $1 a slice. The Valentine's photo shoot was a success. The class of 2021 would like to thank staff and students for supporting them. Next up is St. Patty's Day, so you'll have a chance to have your pics taken with backgrounds just as spectacular as the ones we saw for Valentine's Day. It's senior night tomorrow for boys basketball. Come out to help support our seniors right here at home court. Tip-off is at 1 p.m. Don't forget to stop by a culinary suite today to enjoy some snacks and music. There's a $5 cover. If you missed the Gay Straight Alliance Club meeting, they'll be meeting again for March 4th from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. in room 3B21. This club is open to all students and faculty members. See Mrs. Rossetti or Mr. Lee Curran if you have any questions. And that does it for this morning's announcements. Building community outside these walls of Edison is one of the hopes for those of us attending this school. And for the students in the construction and design pathway, they are taking that literally. Bernice Middleton has a story.
Students had the opportunity to work side by side with professional builders as well as those who will eventually live in their house. Opportunities like these came about when the teachers from Edison partnered with Habitat for Humanity, a local agency that aids those in need. Habitat homeowners are granted affordable mortgages and help build their own homes alongside volunteers.
Opportunities like this are great for our students because it gives them real hands-on life experience in a real world situation. They take the things that we've learned in class and apply them to real projects in their own community. It gives them a sense of accomplishment and well-doing in their own community.
Volunteering with Habitat for Humanity allows me to use the skills that I worked in school to give back to my community.
Being a girl in a male-dominated industry shows that women could do the same as men, and I'm grateful that I could experience this opportunity working in a real construction site.
Students a few years ago built sheds for several Habitat for Humanity houses in the city of Rochester. It's a partnership that will continue to grow in the years ahead. For ET News, I'm Bernice Middleton.
Mr. Lee Curran now joins us with information about college apps and how to prepare for our next step after Edison.
College applications, many kids, when do I begin? And the answer to that is the very first day of September of your senior year. The reason being is all the summer, late applications through August are all done. Starting September 1st of your senior year is the time to begin your application. How to do applications? Well, we have a computer program called Naviance. There's another thing called Common App. And quite frankly, if you go to whatever school you want to apply to, they will tell you how they want you to apply. MCC has, as a matter of fact, their own online application. Most schools have their own, or they use a shared one, either through Naviance or through Common App.
When most of us think about life after Edison, we think college or stepping directly into the job market. But there is a third option. Joining us in studios, Emmanuel Reese and Mr. Salone to discuss what that option is.
We have Mr. Talone here, a CTE teacher here at Edison, here to talk to us about our third option.
Yes, I just came back from the Marine Corps Educator Workshop. Great opportunity for educators to learn about how Marines get trained. Joining the military, especially the Marines, is a great opportunity for our students here at Edison. There's opportunities where they could have jobs, whether it be in the DOD or working as a mechanic on planes. There's all sorts of different jobs. There's 350. Being an infantry soldier is only one job. And that's one of the misconceptions that people have. They think that the military is just about shooting guns. There's a lot of other opportunities out there for our students to pursue.
You said there were a lot of misconceptions, such as like only being infantry soldiers and all be about shooting guns and stuff. But are there any other misconceptions?
Well, we had the opportunity to sit down with 7 Marines. These were all jobs that they do in the military, but they could all lead to jobs outside the military. And while they're in the military, they're receiving that training, they're receiving that experience and that education, so that when they get done with their 4-year, or if they go full 20-year career, they could go on beyond that and find a job in the civilian side of things really quickly and really efficiently because of the experience that they had in the military. So again, that infantry role is just one role. There's so many other opportunities that are out there.
Okay, in your email you mentioned the GI Bill. What exactly is this, and how can it benefit any students going into the Marines?
Well, what it essentially is once they get out, they could then pursue a college education and get a 4-year degree paid for by the GI Bill. There's also other opportunities that they could pursue and get their education, receive that education, not even touch their GI Bill, and then they could use that GI Bill for a spouse, or if they eventually have kids, when their kids are old enough to go to college, they could use that GI Bill for their kids as well.
Thanks for joining us in studio today, Mr. Talone, and giving us all this information.
Are these decisions making you anxious? College, military, a job? Amanda Nitfing, a therapist here at Edison, explains what anxiety is and how to cope with it.
Hi, my name is Amanda Niffing, and I am one of the therapists at the School-Based Health Center. Most people experience anxiety at one time or another. If you are anxious, you may feel worried, nervous, or uneasy. It can be triggered by stress resulting from work, school, personal relationships, trauma, substance use, an upcoming event, or sometimes for no reason at all. Anxiety may become so intense that it disrupts your ability to function properly at school, work, or in your relationships with others. Symptoms might include worry, difficulty breathing, rapid heart rate, sweating, restlessness, irritability, difficulty sleeping, and difficulty concentrating. You can help reduce anxiety by exercising daily, getting enough sleep, eating a well-balanced diet, abstaining from caffeine and substance use, or practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing. If the symptoms feel too intense to cope with on your own, you may benefit from seeking support at the Health Center here at Edison. We offer free and confidential counseling service, and we are located right in the nurse's office.
In celebration of Black History Month, we found some men and women who may not have been well known to many of us, but who made significant contributions to society. Here's a look at some of those people who made a difference in our world today.
Alice Ball was the first African-American woman chemist who developed the first successful treatment for those suffering from leprosy. She was also the first African-American woman to graduate with a Master's of Science degree in chemistry from the College of Hawaii. Civil rights leader Ella Baker helped found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. She was among the founders of Martin Luther King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1957. Thurgood Marshall was instrumental in ending legal segregation and became the first African-American justice of the Supreme Court. He was the first African-American lawyer who was an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. He utilized the judiciary to champion equality for African Americans. In 1954, he won the Brown v. Board of Education case, in which the Supreme Court ended racial segregation in public schools. African-American chemist Percy Julian was a pioneer in the chemical synthesis of medicinal drugs such as cortisone, steroids, and birth control pills. Percy Julian was not allowed to attend high school but went on to earn his PhD. Although his race presented challenges at every turn, he is regarded as one of the most influential chemists in American history.
Well, that is it for this edition of ET News.
Well, not exactly, Joseph. This is it for us.
Oh, right. Yeah, it is. We are starting our college course, and we are starting our senior project. So we are passing off to the juniors, and we would like to thank you guys for watching ET News for all this time and watching us for an entire year. We thank you so much. We will miss you all.